I'm not going to introduce because I can hardly talk. So
Barb can.
Yep.
Okay, are you going to
Barb's
count
good.
me down?
Of course.
And welcome everybody back to another episode of the Bo Divas. We always chuckle when I first say that because we're all trying to be quiet and then it's hard to do. We're laughing at each other. But hello, Annalisa.
Hi.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
And this is Barb. And we're finally back together. We've been pretty busy lately, going to some events. So apologize now about the delay in some couple weeks with no episodes, but we're going to hammer a bunch out and fill you up, and you'll have lots to listen to over the next months and months and months.
Yeah.
The first subject matter, I guess, that we're going to kind of talk about, and you guys can jump in anytime, but we had a circumstance come up with the equipment. Trying to think how to put this. One of the individuals, for personal reasons, has elected to not do the Bo Dudes any longer. So that podcast, as it was, is no longer going to be airing. But he also happens to be the owner of the equipment. So we kind of got put into a spot where we needed to go find equipment. So I did some Google searching. I know Julie did. I don't know about Ann. No, she shaking her head.
She's along for the ride.
So when you go looking at the sound equipment and our limited technical knowledge,
which if you've listened to us, you know it's very limited.
That's why I didn't even go and look.
Like you can find stuff for $100 or thousands of dollars. I mean, the range of choices out there is pretty immense.
Yeah.
I know you talked to some people, didn't you? Some recording people. I think I'm going to plug another podcast here that's not related to archery at all. I spent quite a bit of time texting with Erin Habel, who is from the Generation Y podcast, about all the various pieces of equipment. So if you want to listen to something true crime, they've been having a podcast for 3 years. They're on a top 200 on iTunes right now.
Wow.
So, yeah, he was super great. I mean, he spent an hour texting me back and forth about equipment and what to get. So,
awesome. That's good.
We figured, I think first part of February, we thought, well, we're going to have to pony up some money and figure out what to get. And we still haven't gone and purchased just yet. So, to kind of pad the cost a little bit, we decided, I was like, hey, let's do a fun GoFundMe. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do that and see what we can raise. Maybe in the next month we can raise a few $100s to help with it.
Yeah, we were looking at raising $500.
Yeah, and I kind of, the couple of basic things that were going to be the pricier things, we knew that was at least going to cover it, and give us some options. So we threw it out there, and we had well over our goal amount in 48 hours.
Yeah, it was incredible. Absolutely stunning when people started texting and messaging and stuff started going up on GoFundMe. And
I know, it brought me to tears.
It did me too.
I was just like, what?
Yeah,
crazy.
For other people out there, we were texting back and forth because my thinking is, we get a few hundred downloads and everybody throw in $5 and maybe by the end of February we'll have a decent chunk of money. I had no idea in 48 hours we'd have
over our goal.
Well over our goal.
And had to shut it down.
And had to shut it down.
And still more people are still asking to give us money.
Right.
Which, that's a testament to their generosity and their caring. But I know, we text back and forth and you chatted about it. And I don't think any of us really felt comfortable accepting
anymore.
Anything beyond that, because we didn't need it.
No, we don't. We don't need it. We should have plenty to get the equipment that we need. I think we may be going on some shopping trips here pretty soon and pick up some things, and we got to test out a few things. But yeah, we've settled on some equipment. It sounds like, and I'm going to kind of run through this list. We'll kind of alternate, I guess.
Okay.
Through the GoFundMe page, we received donations from Vanessa Smith, Nick, you're going to have to say his last
Oh,
name, Julie.
Nick Marcantonio. That's one of my relatives. Thank you, Nick.
Jill Noble.
I know her. I worked with her.
Rachel Thompson.
She's my other daughter.
We have a $20 from
That's
Odessa,
an anonymous.
Anonymous. And we got a large chunk from Sharon Carpenter.
Which was wonderful.
Yes.
And Laura Thompson.
Yeah.
And Kevin McGrath. Archer threw in some money too.
Yeah, they threw
Archer
in.
Organization, and as well as Cara Kelly personally.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Bailey Smith, Christina Jones. That was through GoFundMe. We received a couple of donations that just sent us direct because the GoFundMe site operates in that it takes a little percentage of the fee of the donation. So some people wanted 100% of their money, which is fine. Either way was fine. Brian Harris gave us a donation. Debbie Reed, Angie Henry
Angie
gave us
Skip.
a pretty good. And I don't know if I'm missing anybody. Oh, Jessica Schrader.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with her, you should look her up because she just won Women's K40 in Foley.
Yes, she did.
This past
She
weekend.
shot strong.
She had kind of a unique thing that she did. She is a member of a company called Thrivent Financial. Thrivent Financial is a nonprofit, Christian-based finance company, basically, or investment sort of company. Like you can store your 401k or mutual funds, that sort of thing. But because they're not profit Christian-based, they have not sure exactly how it works, but they have a way where members can request donations. And so she put in an application to give us a donation of $250, which they approved it. And they sent us a debit card and this really cool sort of starter pack and bunch of T-shirts. So we'll be trying to give some of those away.
Yeah, and they're
too.
nice T-shirts too. They're really soft material.
Yeah. And Alicia, tell them a little bit about these T-shirts too, because Jess, we actually got a chance. I don't know if she got a chance to look at these closely, but
okay. So they are tagged, and it says generosity challenge on each tag, which the tags were placed on by some special needs employees.
Yeah, they hire special needs employees for probably to make and box the shirts up.
Right. And so the generosity challenge, like this one says number 18, give a friend a flower. So each of the tags on the shirts each have a different challenge, a generosity challenge. So that's kind of cool. And there's some in use small. So some of our little listeners will get a shirt too.
I love that.
Yeah, I really do too.
So yeah, that was and it's called Thrivent Financial, I think is the name of the company. But it was really cool. I think Jess was even telling me she's done something and I'm going to probably get this wrong, so I probably need to correct myself in the next episode or something. But I think she said that she'd done a fundraiser or done a donation also last year. She has a family member who's involved with like pet rescue or something like that, I believe, and did a donation for that. So that's really cool. I mean...
Well, this whole thing was cool. I mean, just to
it was so overwhelming and so touching.
That people really care that much.
Yeah.
Us three ladies feel like we're doing a good job, but to kind of get patted on the back from some of the community that we talk to or talk about and talk with, to get that feedback that we're really doing a good job was very humbling. Very humbling.
Yes, it was, and just. The support and the love from people, and like one of the donors, I'm not going to say names, I was texting back and forth with them, and I kept saying, "Oh, that's too much. There is no way we cannot accept that much money." And they kept saying, "No, you're going to take it. We're not going to take it back. We love what you do. You're doing a great thing."
Right.
So if there's extra, then, pay it forward or put it towards something else, give away items or whatever.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, and regardless of the donations, I mean, we were going to try to keep it going. This will just help us to get a little bit better quality equipment. The costs aren't enormous, but, we do have to pay a fee, quarterly?
A quarterly fee.
Because they have to host the data on a site, basically. So the audio data has to be hosted somewhere, and then...
Right. And I mean, personally speaking, not that it's a problem because I never even gave it a thought until this very moment. as far as personal cost goes, we do pay that out of pocket. Ann Alicia and I both drive about the same amount of time to get here, so we do have that gas investment. I mean, that would add up over time and just your time investment. But like I said, I'd never even thought of it till now, and it's to me, it's not a big deal. I don't even.
Oh, I'd do it.
It's
for
not
free.
a problem at all. But
yeah, I have no problem.
Yeah, no, me either.
No, we have a lot of fun, and we're glad you guys are enjoying it too. I guess this means you are. So,
well, do you want to, since we're talking about our listeners and everything and the support, you want to talk about what you messaged us about what Jenny said?
Oh yeah,
because
I forgot about
was
that.
Very humbling too. And
yeah,
to me,
I spoke with
that is fabulous.
Jenny Richardson. She was one of our earlier interviews last year that we had. She is I don't know what her official title is. She's the director of the S3DA program, the Scholastics in Archery. And that thing has grown enormously. I don't have any numbers right now off the top of my head. We may have to round back and kind of give updates with what that's doing. But I said something to her. We went to the directors meeting Saturday night when we were in Foley, and I ran into her and I was, like, hey, we really appreciate the podcast. And she's like, I picked up some state directors from that. She goes, I had some people that listened to that and called us and was like, hey, I heard about this program and want to be a state director and that sort of thing. So that was, yeah, I mean, I was glad that message got spread to somebody.
Yeah,
because that's a really good program. That's been growing enormously. It's even bringing more dollars in scholarships to kids. That's cool. So,
and that's to me that's a good example of why we do this. Yeah, we have a great time. We love spending time with each other, but we also love learning things about archery, but also getting information out there to the listeners to help them in some way. And look how many kids
since you brought that up
by doing that.
I'm going to plug one other thing that I ran across in Foley, which is, what is it? The archery. It's for disabled veterans.
Is that the same group that you talked about last year from Vegas?
They were the ones that did the halftime show at Vegas. Did you happen to see that before? That may have been Sunday. Did you go Sunday to the shoot-off?
Disabled Veterans Archery Assistance Program, and they have a Facebook.
Different.
They have a Facebook. They did a bow raffle, and they're going to do a bow raffle.
Oh, awesome!
Each year.
I have to see the picture.
And Jeff Hopkins is involved with this. Jeff Hopkins and his wife Tara, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. She was the one actually I ran into that was kind of promoting this, and so we shared it.
So it's the Disabled Veterans Archery Assistant Program, and they're raffling off a Hoyt bow from the Defiant series.
That was in Foley. They're going to do a different bow at each of the tournaments.
I gotcha. So anyway, scratch what I just said.
But they have a Facebook page. So anyway, so I guess that's the other point with sometimes the podcast helps to promote other good things that are going on.
Yeah, and that makes it very rewarding. Personally, for me, I love being able to help people that way.
Right.
Okay, that's the Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different than the people that I shot with last year in Vegas. They were there this year.
Yeah, and there was a gentleman who's visually impaired was shooting, and he had a guy there helping him.
Was this from this?
No, it's the other organization that Ann Alicia talked about last year, and they were shooting right in front of where Vince was sitting. And so when I was done between ends, I would walk over and chit chat and visit and everything. That was really neat.
Okay, so
they do a lot of stuff.
The current one, this is their raffle of it. They're raffling off a new breed.
Okay.
So I'll actually take this post and I'll share it to our Facebook
Fort
page.
Benning. Is that where they're going to? Okay, so in Fort Benning, the next ASA shoot, they're going to raffle a new breed bow. So
keep an eye out for it. What they did in Foley is they put like those signs up at like Lancaster and most of the vendors there, and they let them sell tickets too, or the raffle tickets or whatever. So
very cool.
So yeah, that's another thing that the podcast is good for is promoting those kinds of things.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Awkward pause.
So yeah, it was. Yeah, we were just. I don't know. We were like all dumbfounded. Honestly, I was like, I can't believe. We raised that amount of money.
You were talking about doing the GoFundMe, and I'm like, well, I mean, this'll be kind of cool. I mean, I don't know that we'll get anything.
Yeah, me too. That's
but,
exactly what I thought too.
But
I
if
was like,
somebody, out there in the worldwide interweb was like, "Hey, let's give to them," and then it was like, "Well, let's shut it down. Hurry up before they give us too much." I mean, it was super crazy, like a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that couple of days, like I was sitting on the couch and my phone, and I'd get some sort of a notification from one of you guys or somebody contacting me, and I kept telling Vince, "Oh my gosh, blah blah blah," and "Oh my gosh, blah blah blah," and he's just looking at me like, "I can't believe this. This is great. It's amazing."
So
how cool are
so thank you,
friends.
everyone.
Yes, thank you so much.
You will never know how grateful we are, and how much we appreciate you.
We feel the love.
Yep. And so, and as far as the guys on the Bow Dudes, you may or may not find some fashion of them together at some point doing something. I don't know.
And I think that
Jim's kicked it around a little bit.
There's no reason that they can't just come hang out with us occasionally as well.
We probably will have them on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a rope around Vince and have him come. He's gonna do a longbow with all of us. We should video that.
Good luck with that.
What?
With getting him to record again.
He can come here and do a video, and we'll shoot. He'll teach us how to shoot a longbow.
Like I said, good luck.
He's gonna do it.
He was a reluctant participant this last time around.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's going to do it. No, but he can come at least hang out and shoot a longbow with us on one episode. Yeah. Come on.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
No, I'm not going to give him an option.
Barb said.
I will. I'll make him miserable until he does it. He'll do it just to shut me up.
Yeah.
That's how that's going to
go. This is all you. Then you go right ahead.
That's fun.
He will do it because that's the one thing I really want to get one of these days is a recurve shooter or to come on the podcast.
Somebody needs to teach me because I wasn't part of that kind of Indian tribe apparently because I cannot shoot that way.
You were the basket weaving.
Yeah,
right?
we were I was more the creative basket weaving tribe.
And weavers.
You were the pottery making.
Yes.
You were crunching up the mace and
the bling.
Yeah, there was no archery involved in
they
my
were the stone polishers.
Yeah, we were the bling makers.
The bling makers.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, speaking of bling.
Yeah.
Thank you, Annalicia. She got us these
she got us a little
cute blingy bracelets that say Bow Divas.
And she got those in
Vegas.
We got them in Vegas.
In Vegas.
And I told the ladies that it smelled like Vegas, so everybody was sniffing their wrist, but they don't.
Right. Courtesy sniff.
No, but I went up to the counter and said, "Oh, I see you have these bracelets. Do you have anything that says Diva?" Because I was going to get the girls a Diva bracelet. And Valley's like, "No, just go to the back. That you can make your own." I'm like, "Oh, bling and make my own." I mean, part of that tribe.
All right. So what else did you do in Vegas? Oh, by the way, thank you. They are adorable.
Yeah,
I love mine.
They are really cute.
I like them. The things I did in Vegas besides shoot.
The things that you can talk about.
This is, I was going to say.
Went to the gala. No. Can't talk about the rest of it. I just went. No, you and I went up on the high roller Ferris wheel with Morgan as well. That was the evening she was in town in her layover. That was super cool. Never done that before. What else did we do? I went to see the Mystere Cirque du Soleil. While I was in there, Keith was gambling at the Treasure Island, and I kept telling Courtney, "Oh my gosh, we're not gonna have any money. Like we're gonna have to sell the house." But he kept texting me pictures while we were in the Mystere Cirque du Soleil, which was hard to look away from because it's so entertaining. Of his jackpot wins, and he won $1,400.
Awesome.
You're kidding me!
Wow.
Just in that one hotel during that 2-hour time alone.
Shoot.
And was this after he won?
Yes,
from his flight.
Yes, he won $500 from his flight. He took.
He came out way ahead.
Yeah, he really. We did very well this year.
Good.
I won nothing, but that's okay because he won a lot.
Yeah.
I was 300 up on the slots, and then I ended up coming, I think, with 150 back up. So that was always a win to come away with something. What else did we do?
You went out to Hoover, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to the Hoover Dam, went over the bridge. If anyone's there in Vegas or...
That's a long freaking walk across that thing.
We didn't go all the way across.
We didn't either. We went
a
little farther than halfway.
It's bigger than, I've been there before. It's way bigger than
the bridge that you can like look down over it, way more exciting than actually going over the dam. Like last year we just drove over the dam. We're like, I don't know. We did it. We won't need to do it again. And I don't know what made us stop. We just had extra time. My dad had his little scooter. And we decided we were going to get the scooter out and he was going to go up this walkway like a million people were doing. We knew something must have been going on up at the top of this walkway. So he zoomed up there and like an IndyCar driver all the way up there. I mean, it was pretty entertaining. We walked the steps, which was like 10 steps up each level. And he did the zoom up the mountain.
The serpentine.
The serpentine.
There you
go. Yeah. And so we got up there, and man, that was really incredible.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was really nice. I like that. Courtney is in none of our photos because she wouldn't get that close to the rail, but I enjoyed
it's quite a ways down there.
It is a ways down there. Keith said his legs felt weak. I felt fine. My dad felt fine.
I felt okay. I was like a little kid though, because as short as I am in that railing, like trying to see over the railing or peeking under it and everything. But Vegas wore us out this year, and we were freaking tired. That was all we could do to get the energy.
Well, did you go running around?
Yeah, and I would say just as much as we did the last time, and it killed us this time. We were freaking worn out. Like every night, my feet were hurting, my legs were hurting. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired, and
we didn't have much problem this time. We didn't take our amino acids like I've told you before. We take amino acids, which is like helps your body like repair itself. Yeah, there's a lot of repairing to be done there. But like it helps you repair. I feel a lot younger while I take the amino acids, which is just a drink mix. But anyway, so we didn't bring any to Vegas. So Keith was like, man, we need to go to CVS or we need to find somewhere where I can get some. Well, they were selling some at the trade show. There was a company called, and I think it's in there. I got one of their shots to give away. I think it's Surge is the brand.
Is it?
Let me see. Yeah, it's Surge. This is a shot, an all-day energy shot, 0-calorie energy, natural caffeine, no sugar, zero calorie. I think I said that 3 times.
I'd be worried the caffeine would make me shaky.
Well, I mean, if you're a caffeine person that likes your caffeine after you shoot, I think that's a natural alternative to like one of those 5-hour.
Yeah, it's got B12 in it too. And
but anyway, they were selling amino acids there, and they put potassium in there, which is like a shooter's dream because potassium is what keeps you from like binding up in your muscles, the lactic acid buildup. So it takes out that burn.
Listen to little Miss Biologist over here.
Oh, I live with he should have been a pharmacist or a chemist or something. I hear this stuff all the time. But so anyway, they sold the amino acids with potassium, and they were only $25 for like a 30 30 scoops, 30, what do they call that? What would you call that?
Well,
servings.
30
servings. I had to look on this stupid bottle to figure out what I was trying to say. So 30 servings and $25, that's pretty cheap because, I mean,
a lot of people would pay more than that for a pop a day.
Right. Right. And I just mix it up in my little Ozark Trail cup and
just with water.
Just with water. And it is so tasty. But anyway, so we came away with there. I think we bought an auto fart.
I think so.
Oh, he got excited. He liked my story. So anyway, they were selling it there. So I picked up, I talked to them about us doing a podcast. So they gave us a few shots to give away. So, but you should look them up if you're interested in doing an amino acid.
And is that the brand name Surge?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the brand name.
Okay. Cool.
I didn't get any other literature that I know.
How many people were at the shoot, do you think?
In Vegas.
I heard they had record.
37?
Oh, I thought it was like 3,480 or
Okay,
85.
so see, I was
almost
thinking
Almost
3,500. Yeah,
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that they had more shooters than they had planned for because they ran out of the goodie bags with like the water bottles and stuff in them.
They got some pretty cool stuff in the goodie bags.
They did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. The goodie bags were good. I like the little books with keep track of your score. They're a little late giving those out. They should have sent them out when we registered because then we could have been keeping track. Now we won't see a Vegas face until next year, but I mean, it's still fun.
Yeah.
So it like tracks your practice and everything.
Yeah, you just write it down. It's a little record book.
Yeah, just a little keeping track.
I've been using mine for 5-spot. I just draw a little extra line at the bottom and write real tiny. And after I started doing it, I thought, crap, I could have put this back for a giveaway. Somebody would have probably enjoyed having that as a giveaway.
Yeah. I have a couple. Maybe I'll talk to Keith. We brought back the noisemakers from Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Those damn things.
It was very hard to your senses were so overloaded watching the shoots and having all that noise to go back and try to sleep after that. But
anyway, if you don't know what we're talking about, they're like these oblong balloons that you blow up and then you can beat the two together and it almost sounds like metal on metal.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So people would, hit them together for applause or whatever. It was
pretty loud.
Yeah.
It was really loud. But, I mean, I'm sure that was really cool. I mean, if you were into high pressure situations, so it was really cool to have all that noise for your shooters. But
yeah, and they shot T-shirts from the gun.
They did
again, and we got some T-shirts.
You got the $25.
I got a $25 poker chip.
So did I. Did you?
Were they Lancaster T-shirts?
They're Vegas. I think they were 50th anniversary.
Yeah, they were actually last year's. So we have a couple of those to give away.
Yeah, I have a couple at home, and we've got a ton of giveaway stuff that we can start working on over the next few months. Oh, yeah, the boa.
I got a boa from Chris Berry's booth, Ozark Feathers.
Oh, it's not a stabilizer cover?
Oh, should I ask
Could wrap it around your stabilizer.
But no, we'll do that as a giveaway.
Yeah.
I know that they do more than just...
Speaking of Chris Berry.
Yeah, what happened?
In Vegas.
Oh
yeah. Mm-hmm.
He took third place?
Yeah.
He was in the shoot-off?
Yeah.
I would have been so mad.
He looked solid. I mean, he just really...
He didn't look like he was shaking at all.
No.
No. That's cool.
I thought there was a poker chip in it when I just unrolled this T-shirt, and I was like,
no.
what? No, it wasn't. I was like, how am I going to get the money out of that? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, Chris, he did great.
He's our honorary diva.
He looked
he's
solid.
been in the shoot-off numerous times. I
didn't know
look
that.
it up, but yeah, he's won it. Hasn't he? A couple of years.
Senior... Was he in senior or was he in... Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
But this is senior pro that he's in now. Is that right? Yeah, he was a senior pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he got third and Jackie White got fourth, I think. Paul Penrod won.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 3 Missouri guys in the top 4.
I know.
In that
Did
class.
you guys happen to see these that I have in here? They are...
Oh, let me
Brady
see.
Ellison cards.
Yes.
They're trading cards.
They are trading cards.
That's so cool.
I picked up some...
Oh, there's a Rio Wild. Oh, wow. These are like baseball
Dahlia.
cards, but...
They have Dahlia Crook in there.
Oh, you've got the girls over
Mackenzie
there.
Brown.
Oh, here's Matt Stutzman.
Yeah. I got,
that's pretty awesome.
I know. I got
Those are
numerous...
cool.
Okay, we're not going to give all these away. I'm going to keep a couple for myself. Here's Dahlia's.
Well, I was kind of hoping that we could get them signed. And I looked to find them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I looked to find them. I don't know how.
Shoot.
I don't know how we can do it.
Well,
we need to divvy them up, and when we go to a shoot, stalk them and
this
ask them.
this Shelby,
Andre
Shelby, he is the gold medalist in the Paralympics
from
this year at the Olympics.
Jim could have gotten these.
Yeah, from Brady Ellison.
Yeah.
He got to
well,
shoot
they're
Sims
here.
with him.
I'm pretty sure we can get Dahlia's. That wouldn't be too awful hard to get hers.
Here's hers over here.
You're going to nationals?
Yes.
Why don't you take them and see who...
We're thinking about going to nationals.
When's nationals?
In 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
March, whatever that weekend is in
Oh, there's
March.
Mackenzie Brown.
18th and 19th.
I got some Hoyt bracelets, the rubber band like style. Got some more.
They need.
Chapstick.
I'm gonna officially say this. Sharon Carpenter needs her own card now.
Yes, she does.
I thought that was really cool when I walked up to that booth and seen those. I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
Grabbed piles of these.
I'm not seeing a Bo Divas card in there though.
We
totally need one.
You know what? I bet we could go onto Vistaprint and make one.
We probably could. Bo Divas trading cards.
We'll do it the Genki way. Oh look, somebody left some trading
I could ask
cards
Rio
here.
for his autograph. I've randomly walked up to him and asked him questions before in the past, and he's like, "What is wrong with you?"
Well, I did that to Jesse Broadwater when Christina had the little monkey.
Yeah, and I asked him about his Happy Gilmore check. After the shoot off, he walked by, and we were all wondering, how did they get their Happy Gilmore checks home?
Right.
Yeah.
So I just holler, "Hey, Jesse," and he turns around and looks. I said, "How do you get your Happy Gilmore check on the plane?" And he's looking at me like, "What?"
She really asked me that?
And he's like, "We score it on the back and fold it in half, and it fits right in the bow case." We're all like, "Okay, thanks."
Yeah.
It was great.
That's pretty awesome. What was really funny was that check that you put on Facebook.
Yeah, well, there was I don't know, 15 or 20 of us from this general area on the flight home on Monday on the same flight. And Chris was one of them, Chris Berry, and he had his Happy Gilmore check.
Right.
And so we're standing there at baggage claim waiting for our bags to come out. And I said, "All right, I'll probably never get to hold one of these. Can I hold it just to see what it's like?" And so, of course, he's rolling his eyes, and I take it. And I flipped it over to the blank side, and I'm like, "This is for what the non-winners get." And then when Annalisa wrote on there,
yeah, what'd she write? Something like $1 million,
Bo
Divas,
yeah,
or
it was
something.
great. And it was funny because this one sweet girl that shoots in our club in Carrollton, at first she thought I really had won $1 million. Like, I wish. If I had done that, I wouldn't be shooting here. Everybody'd be coming to my house because I'd be building my own range at my house.
Right. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
You'd build your own, have your own shoot, have the Julie shoot.
There you go, the Julie shoot.
Make your own rules up.
Yeah.
Make your own targets up.
I like how you're
You could just make whatever targets up you wanted to.
That is so cool. That is a great idea. I just need $1 million.
You just need $1 million.
That's it. No problem.
To do the Julie shoot.
I like that. That's
so
got a good ring to it.
How was the shoot down? Did you go and watch the pro shoot down?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. It was fun. It was really cool. And we were sitting kind of off over to the side, not right in the center. And we could see really well. And of course, they've got the big screen.
Right. I was going to say, it looked like they did have the big screen. Or was the big screen up close to the targets so you could see where things hit? Or did they have I
think it was actually behind the targets and above, because some of the shooters, if you watched them, they'd shoot and then they'd look up immediately because the camera would show their target, where they hit. But,
right.
Yeah. The shoot down to me is always a lot of fun because you get to see them live and you just their performance is just so stinking amazing that they can just plug that arrow into that same hole time after time after time.
I know. And, I was really impressed with Sharon. I mean, she's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Just phenomenal. Indoor. It's not very often you see a 3D'er shooting indoor rounds like that. And it looked to me like maybe except for the arrows, she had her 3D setup. She had, a regular lit fiber, I believe. Did you notice that?
I couldn't tell any of that from where I was.
I couldn't see it on the the Vegas stuff, but when they did the Lancaster video, because she was also in the shoot up thing, whatever you call it in Lancaster. I could see her pin she had a lit pin. She did not have the dot or the typical indoor rig on her sight and scope.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe she did. We'd have to ask her. See what setup she was running. I asked her that. I'm sure I did, but I don't remember.
What do you mean? Oh,
for Archer, we were trying to grab some of the ladies and interview them, and
yes,
and I know I asked her what she was doing different versus indoor versus 3D, and heck, I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the video because I was so nervous. okay, don't say anything stupid, and I
You
don't
really
know what to do
couldn't
with my
tell.
hands. And it was
Couldn't
crazy.
tell you were nervous at all.
You didn't pick your nose. That was
Yeah, well,
you
that's a
did
good thing. I'm
yeah.
relieved over that one. Yeah. But no, I really was. I'm like, I'm not prepared to do this. I can't do this. So I'd have to go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure she
I'll have
that
to
she addressed that.
I'll have to go back
explained
and,
it.
and
Yeah.
watch it too, because I'm pretty sure she had she didn't have, like, normally you see him with the lens with the dot on it or a ring.
Mhm.
Right.
And
You
she had
know.
the lit pen.
No, she had a pin.
Yeah. Lit though, right?
It looked like it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hard to say. Could it be just picking up light from the room itself, or
Well, sometimes you don't want to change. I know indoor and outdoor is so different, but maybe she just felt comfortable with that.
well, and also knowing that back to back she was going to turn around and go to an outdoor tournament, she just elected to keep it all the same.
Oh, apparently what she was doing was working.
Right.
No kidding, man. She
Well,
was on fire.
And remember when we interviewed her, she said that they were doing this kick-ass shoulder and back workout
I
to build that
know.
up. And I imagine they're probably doing it again this year. So her 3D setup's probably like, no big deal.
I know. She looks like a Barbie doll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
So
So how'd you shoot, Annalisa? We kind of talked about some of them.
I didn't shoot great day one. I shot a 292. Had some floating out the bottom. And then day 2 I shot a 96. And then day 3 I shot 92 again. So 92 is not where I'm normally at. So it was kind of disheartening, but it felt all right. How'd you shoot?
Well, by your standards, I didn't shoot very well.
Oh, whatever.
My goal when I went out there was to stay in the 290s each of the 3 days. And
Now,
I
is
did
that-
that barely,
is
but I
that
did
counting your X rings or? So when you say 290, let's go back to the
300
scoring.
is a total.
300, and then your X's are separate. So
Your X's are, they're not
They're-
even really calculated. I think the only time.
no, if you have both
A
the same, like
tiebreaker.
if you have both have 292s and
Right. They don't even show up when you look at the live feed.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And when
just
you enter it in on the
little score machine.
Yeah.
thingy.
Yeah.
It's like an old-fashioned corded remote control. Is what it reminds me of.
When you enter it in there, it goes in as an X, but when it calculates, it does not keep track of your X's. So, however that rolls around on their big screen with rolling totals, it doesn't count, but it's a 300 total. So if you hit that 10 ring every time, it's 300.
right.
I wound up shooting a 291, a 292, and a 293 over the course of the weekend. And I've been struggling on the Vegas, and I've been struggling with my shot and everything. So I was ecstatic over that. I was really, really happy with how the weekend went shooting.
you shot really well.
Thank you. I set a goal for each of the 3 days, and I met the goal each day, and that really...
So did you make the change to your bow
after Vegas.
after Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. As you know, the elites are, well, the E35 anyway has
It's a limb stop.
very high let off. There's very little holding weight. And I discovered over the weekend on Vegas that I think I needed a little more holding weight than what I had. So we tweaked it a little bit with the limb stops and increased the holding weight and took out some of that let off. And I've been real happy with the way it's been shooting. I've shot it 3 times since then.
The question I have for you is, with the with our bows, that we have the same bow basically. It has a lot of let off, and if you're maybe in a more pressure situation, are you just naturally pulling a little harder on the wall? And so if you have too much let off with that particular bow because it's a limb stop, or is that transferring movement into your pin or your visual? Or
I feel like for me it does.
Okay.
I feel like I couldn't be as aggressive as I wanted to be or needed to be, and I felt like I couldn't push into the bow a little harder when I felt like I needed to. And yeah, it did affect my sight picture. And once we moved them, I feel like my sight picture has settled down. And I've tweaked with my stabilizers and weight and all of that too. So it's not just adjusting the limb stops. but it's made a difference.
It's interesting to hear you say that because, you know, I've been shooting a lot just here, and then I also shot in Foley, which was not good. But I've noticed that when you get it to the wall, because of that let off, it holds way better the way I have mine set up right now if I'm really relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Like my pin just sits like a rock. If I get a little bit of pressure, or even sometimes when I get tired, I tend to pull harder just because I know I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
So then I notice the
Your
pin,
sight
the
picture
jumpy
starts.
pin.
Yeah. And that was the one thing that I noticed. I had shot pretty well at the club, but, you know, I'm relaxed there. No big deal. Well, then once you start getting a little pressure on yourself, then that started moving a little bit. And so I came back and made another tweak to it with the stops. And I feel like that has helped that situation quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
I know that I listened to a podcast. I can't remember who it was. They even were talking about putting some sort of like a rubber O-ring on those to give you a little bit of
Elite makes those
a cushion on the so you're not, when you hit the wall, it's not just so solid. Like you have some pulling room or something.
And it kind of, I think it takes off a little bit of that.
Oh,
let off a little bit.
Right.
Well, Frank adjusted mine for me, my limb stops, and I drew it, and I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to shoot it like this. I'm terrified of the way it's set up. And we left it that way. And I told him, because he was going to Foley, and I told him, I'll shoot it through the weekend, give me a few days to get used to it. But after the first night, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I can do this. and so, but the more I shoot it, the more I get used to it. But then Vince and I tweaked it a little bit too, and we backed the limbs off. The draw weight a little bit, and so we're getting it real close to that happy medium where it's not killing me to hold it at full draw.
So where it doesn't feel like a spiral cam or something, right?
Where it's still giving me enough to where I can bear down, especially if I'm nervous.
Yeah, we shot together this weekend, and man, her shot, like everything that she was doing looked absolutely perfect. She was worried about it being a little jumpy. And I know you had some, you know, things that you didn't like, you know, a few times, but other than that, man, it looked solid. She was hitting X's and it's like, dang girl,
she was an X girl.
Not that I haven't seen it out of her before, but it's been a little bit, you know,
it's been a while
with her new setup, like to find that little perfect little hole puncher.
Well, don't you just want to choke people who can like get a new bow every 6 months or 12 months
and just shoot it?
And there's I shot the same. You know, I shot even higher than I did the last bow, and for me it takes forever to get used to a new bow. Like I've got to shoot it for 2 years before I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, I've tinkered with this bow more than I have any other bow that I've ever owned. But I think I'm to a point now in my life where I'm comfortable doing that.
Right.
But then once it's set up, I want it left alone. Don't touch it. But in between times, though, I'm like, okay, well, let's try this. I want to see how this feels. I'm getting more outspoken about speaking up for myself.
Right.
But I think my knowledge base is so much broader now, or, you know, I have so much more knowledge about bows and their setups and everything that I can make intelligent decisions like that. As you know, before I'd be like, okay, do it if that's what you think.
Well,
I
think
to do.
Before it was probably more of a hobby for you, and now it's more of a passion or a lifestyle.
Yeah, I think so. Because like when I was off for my shoulder surgery and everything, I think I finally came to a realization. Okay, are you just going to half-ass this, or are you really going to go after it and see what you can do with it?
That's Otto making that noise.
So anyway, yeah,
I'm keeping my back warm.
Trying to get after it more seriously and in a better way than I have in the past.
And a lot of you know, the top level shooters, they either are tweaking on their own equipment quite a bit themselves, or they've got a spouse or, you know, significant other or whatever that's pretty
knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable and doing little things. And I think they experiment a lot, you know.
See, I'm so afraid of that experiment word. Like,
but see, if your bow's already set up the way you like it and you're shooting it well,
you know, you can go back to it if you don't like it.
Don't change
like
it.
Like right now,
right?
If Keith he just got the new Prevail. He had a podium before. He just changed we just came back from Vegas. He did very well in Vegas.
Yes, he did. He shot a 300.
Yeah. And it was so easy for him that he knew he was going to do it the next couple of days. And I think he has diverticulitis, which is something intestinal, and it flares up on him when he least expects it. And so that had flared up on him. And the 300 came so well. I think he could have shot. I mean, only down the whole weekend 4 points. So I think he could have had it real easy. But I mean, here he comes from doing that in Vegas to, I'm not happy with anything. So he changes. He's
a man.
He's got new cams. He just built a new string. He's trying George Riles torqueless D-loop. I mean, he even did that. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, it looks so terrible. I mean, it looks great, but like just the thought of changing everything right before sectionals and nationals, and you did so well. What happened on that plane ride?
Well, what gave me the idea to move the stops is I was talking to Kelsey Prim, and she was talking about her E35 and the tweaks that she's made, and I'm just like, that all makes sense. And so when we came back, I got a hold of Frank and I said, look, I want you to do this. And he, no questions asked, he said, okay, let's do it. And it's like shooting a totally different bow.
Yeah.
It's aggressive. I mean, I cannot relax because even backing it off, it'll get away from me. And like last night I was practicing and I shot 2 zeros because I was kind of jacking around with my release arm, just
trying to figure out the position or anchor or whatever.
Right. And I relaxed just a little bit and it was enough to jerk my hand forward and my thumb hit the button and it was gone. But I was okay with it.
That sounds like me when I was trying to shoot that hinge for so much, and I'd get to the the heaviest point of that draw, and if I wasn't careful and the hinge it tried to pull away back from me, that arrows.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've never shot a cat.
That's a good thing. Yeah, and like I said, I wasn't even upset about it, the 2 zeros last night. I don't know if it's just a new attitude or, I had to go back to the doctor and he adjusted my meds and
so you're already
so I'm like all happy and like everything's great, I don't care. Which is better than the me that was at Kansas City last month, so it's all good. I just dry fired my bow. It's in 50 pieces. No big deal. Oh, good. I love everybody. Come give me a hug. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Good. I'm glad I like that version.
A meteor just hit the house. I don't care.
It's okay.
I always wanted to move.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's build a new house.
Yeah.
With a range in it.
Yeah. That's ideal, right?
Well, I can with that $1 million I won in Vegas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just build a giant outbuilding.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of living quarters in one end of it.
That's my
and
goal.
then a range.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
building.
do 80 yards. Get 80 yards in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big Morton building.
That'd be like moving into the NFAA.
Yeah. Oh,
building.
yeah.
Yankton.
The Yankton Easton Center.
Okay, 50 will do.
Yeah, 50 will do. They have living quarters there in that building.
They do.
Because I think it's a training center. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I heard that. Gosh, I could be completely wrong. Okay, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure I heard that.
Who else did well in Vegas? I'm trying to think. Trying to think who all won it. Who won the ladies pro?
Oh, that girl from
She's from Europe, isn't
yes,
she?
and I'm trying to think of which country. Was
she was
it
a
Sweden or Norway?
Blonde girl. She
shot 900.
Yes,
which is only like
happened 3 other times,
something like that for a woman to shoot a 900.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and Sarah Lopez. We need to talk about her shooting with the guys.
Yes. Greg Poole on Bow Junkie did the interview with her like a week or 2 before Vegas, which I listened to.
Yeah, Vince did too. I didn't.
And she was
hear it. And
she's just like, I shoot 900 all the time. I just do it.
But my X count's a little low right now. I'm only shooting like 25 or 26.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about the lighting when I move inside. And he's like, what? Wait a minute. You're shooting these kinds of scores outside? That's what Vince was relaying this to me. I still haven't listened to that episode.
I don't know what exact tournament but I think she even holds some world records for girls and guys on some of the outer or outdoor. I don't know. If Jim Forbes would hear, he'd probably be able to rattle it off. Whatever types of, but some of the USA archery stuff.
Well, and she's been like the #1 ranked woman archer for like 3 years in a row now, or something like that.
Yeah,
Sarah
I don't know
Lopez.
the exact, but
like forever. 3 years is forever, ever.
I've
forever, ever,
forever, ever,
forever, ever.
I've pulled up the Vegas scores, and well, let's see. I have to scroll through about 1 million men.
Ugh, those men.
Denmark. She's from Denmark, and it's Tanja Jensen.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Tanja, wasn't it? Isn't that how they were saying it?
The
announcer.
I hate pronouncing people's names
Yeah,
wrong,
me
but
too.
yeah, she shot a 900 and shot 76 X's for the weekend.
It's so cool.
And then Sharon got second, Holly Larson third, Cassidy Cox fourth, Sarah Lance fifth, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then Sarah Lopez, let's see where she wound up with the guys, because she did shoot.
I think that was so cool about Sharon Carpenter, though.
Oh, yeah.
I was so excited for her. Mm-hmm. This dog is scooting me out of this. I'm going to be sitting on the floor before too long. He is like wiggling and pushing me, and I'm sliding further and further.
Sarah Lopez shot a 300 on Friday, a 299 on Saturday, and a 299 on Sunday.
So she only dropped the 2.
Yeah, she finished 79th in the men's class.
That's
out
awesome.
of. Let me.
She's
keep
scrolling.
270.
Jeez.
That's
wow.
Pretty darn amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think by that measure, she probably would have been a good contender for first place or second or a podium in the women's
It would
championship.
have been at least second because there was a 900 for first.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she'd have went.
Well, Sharon shot. Well, let's see. Yeah.
Sharon
300, 98, and 300. And then Holly Larson shot 300, 99, 99.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she would have been
right there on the podium.
right in there. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her X count was similar to what the other women at the top had. Let me look at her again real quick.
She was really impressive. What's interesting about Sarah Lopez, I don't know if you've listened to that. So go listen to that Bo Junkie podcast interview.
I meant to, but I've been so busy.
She is in medical school also.
Oh, yeah. I remember Vince saying something about
How
that.
the heck does somebody go to medical? Is it medical school and
have time to shoot
pro archery
on the world level?
I know, right?
Right. She's amazing.
I know. I mean, like one of the other tasks by themselves is not simple or easy.
Oh, man.
I know. I know. It's like I listened to her and I was like, well, I'm an underachiever. I can't even get the bathrooms clean.
She probably does that too.
She's like, I better fall back on medical school or fall back and become a doctor.
I know.
Yeah, if my archery career doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah, I'm definitely under.
It's like my fallback's working at McDonald's.
I do. No, mine's more like driving a school bus. Which I'm unfortunately qualified to do.
I was going to say, I know you've done that a bunch.
Yep. Yeah, I have. Not because I wanted to. It was a matter of necessity.
Well, Vegas was a lot of fun. I had a good time this year.
I did too. But then when I saw all the pictures from Foley coming up on Facebook and everything, I was like, oh, this is killing me. I wanted to go to Foley too. Yeah. And I didn't realize how bad I wanted to go until I saw the ocean and the beach.
You know, we never made it down there.
All of our 3D buds. And I'm like, oh, I think maybe next year let's skip Vegas and go to Foley instead.
Yeah, I think you should do a swapper. Like do a Vegas
every other
Foley,
year.
Yeah.
So.
Time.
Huh?
Time.
Yeah.
Do we want to do like a...
We're running out of time, so we're going to have to wrap it up and probably do a 2-part deal here.
An official 2-part to where we're not just cutting it off and then...
Right, because we've only talked about a few of the things that we've been up to. Barb still needs to talk about Foley and their trip to Alabama. So, Alabama. I guess let's go ahead and wrap it up. I know it's kind of sudden, but
one final question I have though about Vegas.
Yes.
Like any bathroom talk, any.
Well,
no. The only thing I can think of.
I did have that one thing when I was white girl wasted.
Oh.
But I won't. No, go ahead.
Are you sure? I was gonna say the only thing from the bathrooms is they had these cute like clings
To the
on the
clings.
window
Mhm.
clings on the mirrors that had cute little sayings.
Oh,
Yeah.
did they?
On
Okay.
them, little archery sayings and everything.
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
So you could take a selfie.
But they
with it.
smelled okay, too?
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
didn't have any odor or anything. That
There was the.
it smelled like horses down in the arena,
Right.
in the practice arena, and then
That doesn't count. That's horse poo.
yeah,
Yeah, but the
it's still poo.
Clydesdales live there.
Oh, do
in
they
that
really?
in that region, that's where the Clydesdales live. So you
Oh.
were probably smelling Clydesdale poo.
Yeah, maybe. Well, and they have rodeos.
That
and
means you
stuff
got to have
down
a
there,
beer
too,
when you're there, too.
which
Yeah.
I didn't mind the horse smell because I love
No,
horses.
yeah, I do too.
So
What were we gonna talk about the wallpaper? What the name was?
oh gosh, do we need to do that?
Okay, we don't have to. We'll just let anybody that's listening. You just have to go to Vegas and look at the wallpaper. So.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and we learned a new word for
Yeah,
the anatomy
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
For the
I
female
can't even remember
anatomy,
what it
so-
was.
I know. I couldn't either.
I think I remember it.
Do
Only
you?
because I've said it about 68 times since we've been here tonight.
She's got a new fancy word.
Dude.
I am. I'm trying to find it, and I can't remember it. Just say it. Oh, wallpaper.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Yeah.
So we'll leave you with that. That might be. end up
yeah.
being a
I think that's
question.
going to be a trivia question.
Yeah. So ting.
South Point Hotel, Las Vegas,
Mhm.
2017.
We're like a bunch of middle schoolers giggling
Oh,
every time
gosh.
somebody says it.
Can you draw a
Apparently somebody could.
like a million times on the
Mhm.
wallpaper.
Yep.
So,
Right.
Anyway.
All right. Well, let's wrap this one up, and we will have a part 2.
Yep.
this last 5 minutes might be just nothing but a bleep. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I've got a lot of editing to do.
All right. Well, if you want to find us or ask us a question, find us on our Facebook page. It's the Bo Divas podcast. We do have a page. I was approached over the weekend that it was hard to watch or listen to us through our page.
Oh, really? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, and some people can't even access the page at all.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if it depends on their browser or what. So I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to
yeah.
maybe in the summer when I'm not as busy
Right.
working.
I
Yeah.
know.
Get in there and look at it. And
I
see
know. I
what's
have
going
so
on.
many things to do.
The better thing, actually, I think, for right now, I mean, the most active where we are is
It's
on
just Facebook.
Facebook,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Bo Diva podcast. We share a lot of stuff on there, pictures of just even local stuff or national stuff or fundraisers for other things,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
So
Do you want to mention we'll talk about that in our next one. We'll talk about the
Okay.
target we're talking about.
Ooh, that's a teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen
Stay
in.
tuned to
Stay
next
tuned to the next episode of the Bo Divas.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Pudendum. Sound check. Pudendum. Pudendum.